I'm a floating head. It's so creepy. Whoa! Nah, it's just me, Sophia. I'm here to review Hausu. The film starts off as a young woman dressed in traditional Japanese schoolgirl uniform takes a picture of a woman in a white robe surrounded by candles and beakers. A cinema piano tune plays in the background and the image is tinted teal. Gorgeous asks Fantasy why she was staring at her, and she says it's because she looked like a witch in a horror movie. The teacher walks up dressed in a whole lot of red, and it is a decision. The students tell their teacher about their summer plans. Fantasy and Gorgeous skip off holding hands and smiling, and their teacher says how nice, summer vacation. They hug each other, and I will just say right now, I'm wasting no time speculating if anyone in this film is a lesbian or not. There's just a bit of a queer vibe to the whole thing is all. For the most part on the surface, these are just friends with a really warm and touchy-feely relationship. The actual film seems to neither confirm nor deny if these fictional characters are gay or not, and such speculation is outside the scope of Sophia reviews. So they're hugging and smiling, and their bodies are close to each other in sort of a heart shape, and who am I kidding? This is queerer than an episode of American Gladiators. Gorgeous leaps into the arms of her dad, a wealthy film composer who just got done working on a job in Italy. She says, "Papa," the subtitles say "Daddy," and I'm confused as to who to believe. A pink and yellow sunset matte painting hangs on the ceiling in the background, and seagulls chirp as the camera peers through a series of tiny windows with white frames. There is a white wicker chair chained to the ceiling, and oh dear God, Papa Phil says no penetration softcore 70s porn's here, doesn't he? He walks his little white slack-clad legs over to the mini-golf and putts a few rounds, because this is what rich people did before iPhones. He introduces a mystery woman named Ryoko Ima. She's clad in a white dress, and the soundtrack implies she's the second coming of Christ. Papa says she's going to be Ryoko's mom. Papa must be pounding her harder than a freight train, because as we all know, no one goes for rich dudes. Papa says Ryoko is a jewelry designer and surprisingly good at cooking and other things too. Papa says she won't have to mend her shirts anymore. Isn't Papa such a benevolent patriarch? Gorgeous is not down and runs into her room, which has walls painted like violet roses, and she plays her piano. I love rich people. She sighs like a Mentos ad and looks up at the ceiling towards a glorious tomorrow or maybe a spider on the wall. The train ride through the countryside as the girls head to the house is some cheerful boomer music and some bright pink cartoon special effects. There's some stuff that's a bit hard to recap going on in this part of the film. This is an audio-visual feast. Describing this movie does it no justice. There's a black and white flashback dominated by remarks about how manly men used to be. They used to go for their gay hookups at parks and bathhouses, and now they use their phones like nerds. At one point we see a big bomb go off and they say it looks like cotton candy. Look, how 77 is weird and it doesn't make sense and it doesn't try to. Mixing joy, horror, and sadness in strange ways is this film's bread and butter. This is the kind of movie where a girl named Kung Fu is good at Kung Fu. More matte paintings, this time of mountains covered in green trees with blue skies. They see a watermelon salesman and he is pretending to be a decapitated head. The girls finally reach the house and it is covered in vines. This thing looks like Ezio would be creeping around and waiting to stab someone with a hidden knife. The gates open and reveal an older woman in a teal dress sitting in a wheelchair holding a big fluffy white cat. She just used to teach people how to play the piano, but now she's all alone. Kids these days only want to learn how to play the keytar. She is asked what happened to her legs, and she says, "Don't worry, I have you now." The cat's eyes sparkle with green magic, and the camera flies out of Gorgeous's hands. Cat magic, the most mischievous kind. They give her a watermelon, and there's a watermelon salesman close by her remote home. So, she's not sick of him yet, I suppose. They walk inside and the house is dimly lit. Auntie says, "Come on in, everyone. Dear chandelier, shine on them," and the chandelier turns on and everyone is positively delighted. Auntie's refrigerator is out of order, so she offers to supply a natural refrigerator, a creepy old well. Kung Fu jump kicks a wall and a mouse pops out. Why this occurs, I am entirely unsure. They say they call Mac Mac because she's a big eater and she's like one big stomach. Viewing this film through a modern lens is absolutely exhausting, so pretend there's nothing wrong with this nickname and move on. Auntie says Mac looks big and tasty, being all round and all, and what age are these girls? Because I'm pretty sure not only is Auntie planning on murdering them, she may want to boink them as well, and I'm pretty sure that's a problem. Auntie says that the bright sunlight frightens her, and me and Auntie have that much in common. Max stands up and the girls are unsure if this is a beauty stretch or she's headed to the bathroom. Man, things were boring before cell phones. Fantasy tries to get the watermelon out of the well and it bites her in the ass, it being the decapitated head of Mac. I watch Hausu for the plot. From here on out, the film gets very weird and creepy in look. Just get drunk and watch this thing alone in a dark room. Recapping this much, surreal madness is utterly pointless. There are two more scenes I will touch upon. In one, a girl gets torn apart into a bunch of tiny pieces by a piano, and she seems to enjoy it and even be aroused by the experience, and it's messed up. Horror often tries to be nightmarish and usually falls flat, but in Hausu it does not. The last scene of the film is a floating music video of a scene, beautiful and sad and unsettling. Even the credits are liable to mess you up with their mixture of melancholic music and disturbing cartoon visuals. A lot of people are going to tell you Hausu is so bad it's good. I tell you it's one of the best movies ever made. Tell the Rotten Tomatoes to go clack on their keyboards. Just view every piece of media through your own mind and judge for yourself, like I do. Until next time.